Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time. This is our weekly live stream, live Q&A, your questions, my answers. Do me a favor, folks, if you'd like to ask me a question today, go ahead and put it in the comments. If you want to say hi or hello or anything like that, go ahead and put it in. Typically, what I will do is just riff on a couple of topics for 10 minutes or so, and then the rest of our time together will be your questions, and I will take a shot at some answers. So if you want to ask a question, feel free to leave it in the comments. I will scroll to the very top and answer them as they come in. So thank you for attending. First thing, kind of a housekeeping item. We will not be having a live stream next Saturday. I will be attending an event in Southern California hosted by Adrian and Ty, who are two of my weekly, or I should say, two of our weekly experts. As I've told you many times, I am trying to get better. I am trying to improve. I have a tool belt that has undoubtedly worked, but I know I can get better. So one of the things I will be doing next week is getting better. I believe the event is RE Hybrid, our real estate hybrid. I think that's what it's called. I will be there. I will be getting better. Lots of great speakers. One I particularly look forward to seeing is Thatch Nguyen. I've had Thatch on the channel once before. He is amazing, right? He came to this country as a young boy with $100 basically as a family from Vietnam, if I remember correctly. And to see what he has accomplished, to see how he got here the right way, focused, daily discipline, not taking no for an answer. And I pay money, right? I'm spending thousands of dollars to go see all these folks. But yeah, Thatch Nguyen is going to be a highlight for me. So I will be there. If you are going to that event, or if you want to just swing by, I believe I know Olivia is coming. Many of you have asked to meet her or see her. She's not coming on YouTube. That's not happening. But she does go to events with me on occasion. So she will be there. And then what we're going to do is take some time off together. So that was kind of the give and take. So I won't be recording any interviews for about a week. My intention is still to do the daily financial news with you every morning at 7:30. We've been doing it 1,000 days in a row, and I see no reason to stop. But yeah, next Saturday, no live stream for Q&A, no deep dives. I'm going to be in Southern California getting better. That's what Saturday is going to be for me. So yeah, I'm spending money, really spending twice as much because Olivia is coming too. So that's what I'm doing next week. I think I leave Wednesday. So that's yeah. So that's going on. What else? What else we need to talk about here? Oh yeah, at 9 o'clock, if you're one of my students, we're going to do the ADU deep dive. Don't worry if you don't have the money for the course, it's okay. I will publish the video tomorrow at 9 a.m. right here on YouTube. Always want to give. I like doing it with my students because I can control the questions. I know there are no trolls or haters because I'm not going to edit the video. So I don't want to have any of those comments there. So that's why we do that. On to other topics that I want to talk about. Their housing markets are already crashing in transactions. Brian Lebo put out a video the other day that Vegas is down 40%. He talks in great detail about August being worse. Good news, I'm talking to Brian Lebo at 10:30 today. We're going to talk about July and talk about August. He doesn't have very many good things to say about Vegas real estate market in August, unless you're a buyer, unless you want to write offers and do the work and find a motivated seller. So I look forward to that conversation. I'm hearing from more and more real estate agents. Many of you had told me I was wrong months ago, and now are emailing me saying you were right. It was amazing how fast the market turned. What can I do? A lot of nervous real estate agents. What I would tell real estate agents, mortgage brokers today is you're walking into a depression. I mean, just look at the math. The math says that a depression is coming to real estate agents, mortgage brokers. Mortgage brokers, I think you did like $4.2 trillion in originations last year. 2.7 of that was refis. That market's dead and gone, which leaves you with what? Call it 2 trillion in purchases. That market's going to fall 30, 40, 50%. So mortgage brokers, time to step up. A lot of you got lazy. Now it's time to invest. Maybe you're like Matt, the mortgage guy, right? You were doing great business, California. Well, he invested and now he's countrywide, right? I think 48 out of 50 states. Genius. He did that early. Maybe you're a non-QM lender and you're realizing that, you know what, non-QM is going to be a great place to be. Maybe you do combined loan to value like Velocity, or you do 40-year loans like Convoy, or second loans like Convoy. If you're a buyer, buyer's agent, right? Real estate agents, you need to follow up with FHA, VA, and 203K home buyers. Let's be honest, those folks got ignored. You didn't return their phone calls last year. I know, I've heard from them. Well, guess what? They're going to be your best source of deals. Make sure you do them a favor and you work for them. Don't have them overpay. Don't go over list. In fact, don't write list price offers. Get 3% closing credit. Use it. You work with your mortgage broker to figure out the best way to use it. Mortgage rate, buy down, closing costs. You know, I will let you guys figure out the best use of that. But there is, if you can get 3%, still get a loan, why not? That's real money. The market is changing to a buyer's market. What have you and I been wanting? I mean, it's fun. Real estate agents, you're a funny bunch. I've had conversations with all of you, or lots of you, the last year or so, and all of you said, I wish the market would slow down. I wish we had more inventory. Congratulations, your wish came true. Now you're complaining. It's just, can't you just, whatever. It's funny to watch. But as always, and hopefully my experts, which again, I'm so thankful for them coming back every week, have proven, wealth is built in recessions and bear markets. Every investor, every millionaire I talk to every week is ecstatic by what is coming. A lot of new investors are nervous. That's okay. It happens. I was nervous the first time too. Recessions aren't that scary, right? I learned this morning from the jobs number that the average layoff in this cycle is 8.5 weeks. Hey, you have an emergency fund, you bust your butt with a resume, you find another job, 8.5 weeks, not the end of the world. So that's why I talk about all the time, right? Especially because I come from a sales career, and salespeople get whacked all the time in recessions. It's get close to revenue, mainline, not new business. And yeah, just this is a great time. You gotta make sure you take care of your family first, but then do the work, learn your market, understand average. I did a live stream this morning about I'm selling everything, clearly a clickbait title because Graham Stephan and Meet Kevin and all these other people are selling everything. I hopefully showed you the math. Selling everything is stupid. When you do one rental at a time and you bought something in the last couple of years with low fixed rate debt, you're an idiot to sell. I showed you. You're basically paying a bunch to taxes, you're paying a bunch to selling agents, and you're going backwards. So I'm not selling anything. Why would you sell, right? I busted my ass getting all my homes and frankly my apartments under 4%. If you watch my channel, you heard me do that. We did it. It took 6 months. I worked with Velocity Mortgage to get my apartments and my office buildings at 3.99 on purpose. Why would I sell any of those? It's 30-year fixed rate debt. That's an asset. Man, these channels that told people not to buy in 2020 and 2021, they owe people a lot of money. They just do. So let's talk about next week. Again, folks, remember this is for you. So start putting in your comments and questions. I got one more topic to riff on, and then I will scroll over, go right to the top and move forward. If you want to jump to the front of the line, you can do a super chat. The only reason I talk about it here is it's an hour long. And if you want to jump to the front of the line, I will take the super chat because YouTube likes to get paid, and YouTube, I think, takes half of the super chats. So if I get super chats, YouTube makes money and they'll push the channel. It is what it is. I talk about it one time a week. So this is that video. So the last topic is CPI next week. CPI is wicked important next week. No idea what the number is going to be. No idea. It's all over the map in my mind. I usually going into CPI, I have a pretty good feeling, and we've been pretty right recently. I got to tell you, I have no idea this time. No idea. No idea. Could it be 8.87? Yeah. Could it be 9.3? Yeah. Could it be 10? Yeah. No idea. No idea. I have no idea. This is the first month in probably, 6 to 9 months. I have no idea. All the other months kind of lined up like, well, this is where it has to go. This month, we have a lot of cross currents. We have oil and gas, commodities. I know a lot of that hasn't rippled through. Last CPI 9.1 was very broad-based. Even clothing was up, which didn't make any sense. And of course, we have the big boogeyman of rent, which eventually is going to show up. I'm afraid. What I'm really afraid of, and why I'm not really confident on a call. Oh, let's look at this. Angel sent me a super chat. That's a cute, what do you call that? GIF or picture? I have no idea. But thank you, Angel. That was very nice of you. YouTube, there you go. You got some money. The boogeyman for me is rent. I don't know. We've corrected for rent, you and I together, for 6 months, and we've gotten anywhere between, I think, like 11.7 and 13.1. Eventually, rent's going to come. It just has to, right? Rent's not going up 5% or 6%. It's going up 12, 13, 14, 15%. It has to show up eventually. And I've known forever that it's 6 month delayed. Well, guess what? It's 6 months. I'm just afraid that we're going to get gas coming back, but rent's going to slam it. So that's why I don't feel good. I have no confidence in a number. If the over under is 9, I'm going to take the over and hope for the under. But usually I'm very confident on a number. You've heard me make predictions for months. I just don't know. I just don't know this month. So yeah, here's another thing. This is what really freaks me out. Really freaks me out. Really freaks me out. Let's assume CPI comes in at 9.5 or higher. We just got a jobs number, very broad-based. Wage inflation is sticky and getting worse. 28,000 jobs created. There's no chance in hell we're in a recession. And we get a 9.5. The Fed's going to have to break the market. They're just going to have to. They're going to have to come out and bash us with an August 75, bash us with a 75 in September. They're going to have to get the Fed funds rate over 4 this year. If we get a 9.5 CPI. So yeah, I don't have a good feel. If you guys want to take a guess, I'd love to hear your guesses. I always love the feedback, the ideas. Put a CPI number in your comments. I'd love to hear from you. So let's go scroll up again. Angel R, thank you for your super chat. YouTube, there you go. You got your VIG. Better Homes, good morning. How are you? Better Home Rentals, good morning. Jeff, you said people who bought property in early 2020 will win. What if we missed that boat? What can we do? Looking primary resident, best game plan. I believe what I said is the people that bought early in the decade won. Jeff, just look at the 1970 spreadsheet. If you bought in 70, you won. If you bought in 71, you won. You bought in 72, you won. You bought in 73, you won. Rates went up. The earlier you bought, the more you won. I think that is obvious. I just did a video today talking about, buying and selling. I mean, the deal is you have to buy even if it's your primary residence, Jeff. I say get a buy box, look at it every day, understand average, get a great deal, get the seller to give you 3 points of credit, right? Closing costs, mortgage rate, buy down, whatever it is. Don't overpay. Don't write over list. Shoot, don't pay list pricing. I see no reason. My search, I don't even bother with anything that's 30 days or less days on market. I only want to buy from a motivated seller. I see no reason why you and Owner Rock would like anything different. Go get, you have all the leverage today. So go get the best deal possible. And I would tell you the best deal possible is from a motivated seller. It's that simple. Do the work, write lots of great offers. There are motivated sellers out there. It's really hard to find them today. There's a lot of FOMO from sellers because, a lot of wish pricing. It won't always be that way. I think we're going to have a rush of listings. And then in 60 days, we're actually going to see listings drop because more and more sellers are like, hey, I put it out at 5.25, got nothing. I just take it off the market. Well, guess what, Jeff? That's not a motivated seller. Yeah. So, you don't have a time machine. I don't have a time machine. Do the work, understand average, find a great deal, get closing costs, get rate buy down. Same deal, do the work. Sean and Wendy, how you doing? Hello, family. Oh, Lumberjack in the house. Look at him. Didn't Lumberjack and Dion do an amazing deep dive yesterday and also a live Three Amigos? We're so lucky to have them as part of One Rental at a Time. Hi, Zuber. Thanks for doing this. What are your thoughts on buying in a flood zone? Have you or any of your experts dealt with homes in a flood area? So I bought a home. Let me see if I can remember the street address. I can't remember. Anyways, in Fresno, they have these canals running through Fresno. I bought a home on one of the canals and didn't know it was in a flood zone. Figured out it was in a flood zone in closing. Normal insurance on a home for me, call it $800. I got my insurance quote $4,000. That was a problem. I was already committed to close. I wasn't backing out. So we closed. There was a process because I just didn't understand it was truly in a flood zone. So what I did in that example is I paid like $2,500 for a survey. The survey came out. I didn't know how it was going to finish. It could have gone either way. But the survey came out, did their report, showed that it was no longer in a floodplain or a flood zone. Then they filed paperwork with the city. The city updated their map. And about 6 months later, my property was no longer in a flood zone and we got it out. So that's how I handled it. That's my one example. I have a lot of people that buy in other states. I'm assuming many of them are there. It's expensive. You just got to run the numbers. And it's not getting less expensive, right? There's a lot of people buying in Florida today that are getting shocked with insurance quotes that are double and triple. But there are ways around it, right? For me, I paid for a survey. I rolled the dice. We'll see if, it doesn't always work, but it did in my example. But just know the numbers, know the math. If it doesn't work, back out, right? Because again, for a lot of people, going from, I forget, 800 to $4,000 or whatever it was would have killed the deal. I wanted the house. I felt committed, so I didn't want to back out, but that was just me. Good morning, Investor Wealth. How are you? Sean, think we can have GDP keep going down and unemployment stay strong with inflation still remaining high, something new instead of stagflation maybe? Yeah, so it's interesting. I have thought a lot about that. I think we could certainly have that combination for months, but not years. I think what's actually going on right now is something we talked about, 5 months ago on my channel. I think what's happening right now is we're seeing a switch from stuff to services. And when you have that, there's a lot of hiring in the services area. And you have a lot of wage inflation there as well. So yeah, I think you can. I also think the consumer is cutting back. They're scared. So yeah, I still think I haven't changed my opinion. I think all 4 quarters will be negative GDP this year. That's in the face of a strong job market and unemployment going down. Just is. I think GDP will be negative. I think it will be very housing related. I think the Fed has to break the economy. But yeah, I think we can have this for another 3 or 4 months. It's a wild thing to look at. This will not be called a recession. We keep adding 500,000 jobs. No chance this is a recession. I don't care if we get negative 2% GDP. We're adding 5% or 500,000 jobs, not coming. Another thing you guys got to remember, our last two presidents, our current one and the last one, been very anti-immigration. If you go back and look at a trend line for immigration, we're about 2 million light on legal migration, legal immigration. Legal immigration, these are job creators very often, on entrepreneurs, construction services. We have really done ourselves a disservice, right? The United States has been a growing population, not necessarily because of birth and death rates, but because we've been the most amazing country to be a part of. And it's where you come to make your dreams, and the streets are lined with gold and all of those things. The current and the past president, near as I can tell, don't like legal immigration. That, in my opinion, needs to change. We need to have a robust process to make sure the good come and the bad don't. Don't get me wrong. This is not about open borders and let everybody in, by no stretch. But it can't stay closed forever either. Because if we do, people, these entrepreneurs are going to go somewhere else. And those are jobs. So I don't know if it's scoring system or what it is. It's above my pay grade, but the doors can't stay closed to the best and brightest forever. I don't think that's what the United States was built on, right? All of us, most of us were immigrants at somewhere in our background, right? I think it was my great grandparents came over from Serbia. Might have been one more. My grandmother wasn't very certain on that. My other side, my mom's side, came from Ireland, Fitzpatrick's. I think that was my great grandfather. So we all come from immigrants, and we need to have a process, scoring system seems right, whatever it is. But the door needs to get cracked open, because right now we're seeing baby boomers retire. We're seeing participation rate go down. These all happen mean wage inflation goes up. This is all wage inflation. And if we get wage inflation, CPI is going to be wickedly sticky, because as we've learned, what happens when you pay your employees more? You raise the price to consumers, and it's just a vicious cycle. So yeah, it's very, very economically speaking, this is a wild time to watch. It's pretty cool. Could you post the deep dive link in today on the Facebook group? JC, it's already there. I posted it earlier in the week. I saved it though, so let me see. I think I can do it fast. So let me see if I can do it from my phone real fast. Here we go. Oh, nope, that's not it. Deep dive, here we go. Okay, copy. Doing it right now. Look at that. Nothing like service. ADU deep dive reminder. All right, there we go. Post. All right, JC just did it right now. Ninja Vanish. These are great names. Good morning. How are you? Angel again. Shout out to you. Jeff, you said Fed needs to break something. Yep. What other things could break besides housing and stock market that would have tremendous deflationary effects on every market that needs to cool? I don't think you need to do anything else. I think housing, when you go back and look at the last dozen recessions, housing has been a leading force. It's very sticky. Housing also, and then when you throw in the stock market, the negative wealth effect. I guess the other thing, Jeff, that's not on your list is unemployment. That's when you really break it, when you really boil it down, it's not even housing and the stock market that needs to break. The Fed needs to break the jobs market. That's what they need to break. Let me just tell you this: the Fed was not happy The Fed was not happy that unemployment rate went down and wages went up. They weren't happy. That's the boogeyman. So yes, I do believe they're going to break housing. Yes, I do believe they're going to break the stock market at some point. But they need to break unemployment. Now, unemployment doesn't need to go bonkers. I think if they get unemployment from 3.5 to 5, they'll call that a win. Now, of course, the Fed can't say that because, that's not cool. But for most of my adult life, full employment as an economist has been 6%. We're at 3.5. In like 2006, I think, economists got together. I never understand this, and they took full employment from 6 to 5%. So in my mind, Jeff, they need to break the job market. That's what they need to break. It needs to go from 3.5% unemployed to 5. That's what I think they're looking at, unfortunately. Jeff, my market's still bananas. Put in a cash list price offer. Got outbid 3 to 5 others. 20% asking. Anything that sits for 30 days is wish pricing. St. Louis, Missouri. Looking for primary residence. Well, again, what's going to eventually happen, in my opinion, this is my wild ass guess. Right now, as I've said many times, we are in that really weird stage where more sellers are coming on, very much wish pricing. Most of them will let it sit and take it off. What I think is going to happen by the end of August, maybe September, certainly October, is you are going to start to see listings sit and sit and sit. Those, my folks, those, my friends, those are potentially motivated sellers. Those are the motivated sellers. That's where I'm going to fish. I don't know why an owner occupant wouldn't do anything different. I want to buy from a motivated seller. Otherwise, I'm overpaying, in my opinion. Now, I realize saying that it's a very different story. I'm an investor. You're shopping for your family, so I get it. There's certainly a different dynamic. You probably want a school zone. You probably want this or that, but that's a buy box to me. Owner occupants, in my opinion, still have a buy box. Look every day, find the motivated seller, get going. It's not going to be easy. I told everybody, I wrote 100 offers on the MLS in 2020. I think it was 2020. Got nothing. I think this year, if I write 20 or 25 offers, I'll get a few counters. Because again, I'm going to write them on old listings. And frankly, Jeff, if I found a listing that I really liked that was 30 days old and wish pricing, I would write the offer anyway. I don't know St. Louis, so let's just make some numbers up. Let's say you found a house that you really liked. You think it's worth $275. They think it's worth $315. I would still write the offer at $275. You never know when there's a motivated seller. Yeah, it's still wish pricing, but who cares? Write the offer. Write the offer. Write the offer. Write the offer. Just write the offer. What's the worst thing they can say? No thanks? No? Scream at you? Who cares? Move on. Yeah. So one thing I would tell you that I don't see in your comment is write the offer. Just write the offer. Write the offer. And then follow up every 2 weeks. Write the offer again. The deals are in the follow-up. The deals are in the follow-up. Paul V, good morning. How are you? I watch every minute of your content, by the way. Wow. Jeff, that's hard to do. That's hard to do. Wow. Thank you. That's hard to do. I have a buy box. Awesome. Just everything is chaos. Shows no signs of cooling. Well, I disagree with that. You may not see it because you're in the middle of it. But I'm going to guess 6 months ago, Jeff, you had no listings 30 days older. I'm just going to guess. Maybe it was 60 days ago. It is cooling. The fact that you have wish pricing today, it is cooling. Wish pricing in January, Jeff, sold. So I think you're too close to it. The market today, given what you've told me, is changing. It may not be changing enough. It may not be changing fast. But given what you've told me here, Jeff, it is changing. You might just be too close to see it. Yep, you can check FEMA's website for flood zones. Yep. Angel, do you think China's sanctions on the U.S. are something to be concerned about? I haven't seen it. I mean, there was some sanction about climate and this or that. I think it's all noise. I have family in Taiwan, as I've been very clear about. It's where my wife's from, and I've been to many, many times. I would tell you the folks in Taiwan are more nervous today because of what Nancy Pelosi did than they were 2 months ago. I think Nancy Pelosi decided to do something for her and her legacy and not the Taiwan people. And I say that as somebody who has family, friends, and I've probably spent 100 days in Taiwan, maybe more. So I think Nancy did something with self-service, legacy building. You know, hey, I'm the highest-ranking American there in 25 years, whatever. I think she did something for her, not for the people. So my friends and family that are there are more nervous today than they were 2 weeks ago, which that's just sad. That's just sad, in my opinion. But I don't think we in the U.S., I haven't seen anything to be concerned about. Who knows? I haven't looked for it either. Lance, when investing out of state, how many times should I visit the market I want to invest in before buying, and how often after buying? Also, should I only buy in person? I'm probably not the right guy to answer this because I haven't never done it. It's just risky. Millennial Mike has created some content for my course on this. Others have as well. Really, for me, it's the network. I think you need to do a couple of things. Obviously, you need a network of people you're going to pay, Lance, property manager, real estate agents, contractors. But all of those people get paid. In my experience, people that get paid by you may not lie to you, but they will tell you the most rosy picture possible. And unfortunately, they will tell you half truths or incomplete truths. As a landlord, you need the whole story. So the big deal for me, Lance, is you need to have a strong enough network of other real estate investors or people that you don't pay that will drive by your property and go, hey, Lance, did you know somebody's throwing a yard sale or somebody's parking on the grass, or wow, that dumpster has been over full for a long. You need somebody to tell you the bad news. You need somebody you don't pay to tell you the truth, not half truths. So that's the sticking point for me. So how long does that take? You tell me. I think it is ridiculous to invest in a market you've never been to. That's my opinion. Can it work? Sure. Is it risky? Yes. I think you need to go there. Now, how often? I do think at some point, once you have a network and a team, you don't have to go anymore. For example, I haven't been to Fresno, California since early 2020. Just haven't had to go. We've probably done 12 transactions, buys and sells in that time frame. Have the team do live streams, do what are they called? FaceTimes or whatever they're called. So it can be done. You don't always have to go once it's rocking and rolling. I do think you should do surprise inspections. That's something that I did that really caught a couple of property managers by surprise. Sometimes you tell them you're coming and it looks great. And you go back and you tell them you're gone. Doesn't look great. It's very frustrating. So I'm not sure if I answered your questions or I just talked around in circles, but hopefully that gives you enough. You need somebody that's going to tell you bad news, preferably somebody you don't pay. Thank you for your time. You're very welcome. How should I research employers and job creation in a market? Any tool you would recommend? I actually recommend not overthinking it. I would suggest getting the local paper. Just get the local paper. They are rewarded for selling the story of that area. So I wouldn't overthink it. Read the local paper. I have been reading the Fresno Bee which is my local paper for almost 20 years. It's amazing. All kinds of stuff are covered in the Fresno Bee that would never hit the state's radar or let alone the national radar. Like I hear about warehouses, and I heard Amazon was coming to Fresno in the Fresno Bee a year before it hit the national news. Read the local paper. Don't overthink it. China has a major demographic issue. Yep. Yeah, the one-child policy is going to be a pain to undo. Yes. Yeah, it's they do have a problem. 34, 5 single-family homes. Cool. They all have fixed-rate debt. Nice. Cool. So you don't tell me what the fixed rate debt is. I'm going to assume it has a 4 or lower. Yeah, I mean, I can only tell you my opinion. Everybody do their own thing. I only worry about fixed rate debt over 6. That's my line. If I can't eventually get a better than 6% yield, I will pay off the debt. The other thing that I need to mention here is when I got close to when I retired kind of out of the blue, we spent about 6 months doing some cash out refis on fourplexes to pay off houses because I wanted to have a dozen or so houses free and clear. Yeah, I mean, there's something to be said. I mean, Dion did it, right? Dion paid off a house and he's loving that. I guess the answer for you is if you've got your number, if 5 is what you want and you're done, if you're done with 5, which is totally cool, right? I've always said 4 changes your life. So congratulations, you have a bonus. If you're done growing, then by all means pay off your debt. By all means. Because again, the sooner it's paid off, the more your cash flow grows and you're done. Now, most people would hear that statement and go, oh, the opportunity cost and oh, you can't do this. And you screw them. Who cares? This is about you. Don't listen to all the mathematicians out there that aren't in your situation. If you're done at 5, congratulations. But if you want to get to 10 and your 30-year money is 4s, the right answer is to keep growing. So hopefully that answered your question. Wandering Doc. That's fun. Yeah, great video on selling properties. Yeah, I don't know what it is about. I mean, first off, there's housing crash, and now sell everything is a title. But hey, you got to play the YouTube algorithm. So I created a video called Sell Everything that starts with, I'm not selling anything, but hey, it is what it is. That's funny. Thank you for that. I had one partially failed 1031 with the 1 year missed rent. Ooh, selling cost. It was not worth it. Yeah, dude. Ooh. Yeah, it can bite you. I don't know who would sell if you're a one rental at a time fan, student, follower. You bought in 18, 19, 20, 21 at low rates. Why would you sell? I did a video today. Even if you got a 10% correction, and you timed it perfectly, you still lose. You still lose. Oh, it's so funny. Why would you sell? Yeah. Yeah, I have only one conclusion. Price's advice, never sell. Yes. Well, never is a big story. I mean, I've sold a couple of times. One, I sold when my affordability crashed and I moved to apartments. So that's an exchange. I would not sell houses today because it's still affordable in my market, as wild as that is to say. And then I sold problem properties. I talked about a triplex I sold last year. I don't know, maybe it was a year before. Like I tried to work on this property for 3, 4, 5 years. It just never worked. So I'll sell a problem property. But other than that, yeah, you're silly to sell. If you're a one rental at a time fan with 30-year fixed rate debt that cash flows today and you're getting an amazing yield, let the 52-year spreadsheet be your guide. It only gets better from here. I have a shirt that everybody should get. It says, I'm looking at it right now, I use inflation to get rich. Ask me how. Never sell. Never sell. Yeah. Adam, I had two rentals that I bought, one in 2010, 200K, another in 2012, 100K. I sold the first in 2020 for 500 and sold the other for 350 2 months ago. Congratulations. I was a motivated seller for the second one since I had listed it at 399, but gladly took 350. I figured crazy market. And by the way, I had both paid off completely. Cool. Good for you. Good for you. If that's what you wanted to do, congratulations. Even in real estate, prices dropped 40% tomorrow. We're back to 2019, the same year everyone was still telling real estate was overvalued and buy next year when it crashed. Yeah. I don't understand why people listen to kids in their mom's basement who are renters to never buy. That always made me. And then you listen to people that have only been doing this for 2 or 3 years. Wouldn't you want to listen to somebody that's doing it 20 plus years, not only survived the last crash, but got out of the way in time and then profited? I mean, it is really funny how many people listen to somebody in their mom's basement who is a tenant. Of course, they're going to say it's going to crash. They need it to crash. I just think that's comical to me. It's so funny. Is there an argument going on around a crash? Where did I see this? Oh, is there something I missed? I must have missed one. 3 months of straight home price decline. I don't know what you're looking at. Exactly what happened in 08 for 24 months will be ugly. 2 years of artificial growth. I don't know what you're looking at. Maybe that's your market. That's certainly not the country. Year on year appreciation was up 16.4%. So I don't know what you're talking about. If you're going to, sit on the couch and wait for a crash, good. Less competition for me. I'm fine with that. Let me also say, I want a 50% crash in prices. I would love a 50% crash in prices. I give a rat's ass about my balance sheet. I would love to have a 50% crash. I make less money on YouTube not saying there was a crash. I have every incentive to say a 50% crash is coming. It's just not. It's just not. We're going to have a 50% crash in transactions. It is going to lead to a recession. It is going to feel like a depression. Could your buy box fall 30%? Sure. I have no idea what it is. Is the country going to fall 30%? Come on. Is the market going to fall 30% by November, as one of these great real estate channels is calling for? Are you kidding me? Just nonsense. Total nonsense. But hey, you believe it's going to crash? Great. You sit on the sidelines, you wait. I've been hearing about a crash since 2012. Sean, it seems when the Fed pauses has historically been the indicator a recession is happening. When do you think they pause? I'm thinking Q1, Q2 of 2023. It's all about CPI. Again, it's funny. I don't have a very good picture, right? Usually I feel good about my calls. I don't know. I have no call about Wednesday. Wednesday's a big day. CPI Wednesday. If it comes in at 9.3 or above, the Fed may raise. They may be raising till the summer of next year. And that's when they pause. If we have a CPI on Wednesday, we're not talking weeks away, we're talking days away, of 9.3 or above, there's probably no cuts until 2024. Now, let's assume it comes in at 8.6 or 8.5 or 8.4, like Wall Street wants. Then they probably stop in Q1, cut in Q3. But again, as I think I've said a couple of times now, I have no good feeling about CPI on Wednesday. I could talk myself into any number. And if you've been watching my channel for 6 months, you know that I really enjoy making a call that I feel good about. I have no idea what Wednesday is going to be. So it's the first time in a long time. I have no confidence. I'm going to take the over while hoping for the under, but I just don't know. I don't know. JC, love ORET. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Having bought some single families, now the issue of setting up a great system so one can manage effectively and scale. Would that warrant a separate discussion? Yeah, we did a video on Wednesday, the Three Amigos Live. I think it's almost 90 minutes. We asked Matt and Dion, who have been self-managing, all kinds of questions. I would check that video out. We probably should do a deep dive just for my students so it's more intimate. We're not over the place. Maybe we'll do that in the next couple of months. But yeah. Get your numbers right. 2.9 is the bottom of mortgages. It's no means the average of all mortgages in the U.S. I don't know. Apparently somebody's arguing with somebody. I don't know. Semiconductor stock Pelosi. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. Super. Yep. Hi, Johnny. How are you? Hi, Izzy. How are you? Oh, I inherited a set of paid off mixed use buildings, all occupied in decent rents. I think is now a good time to take a mortgage, and what's a good rate for commercial? Well, I mean, it all depends on your plans. I mean, there's a lot more details there. What are you going to do with the money? What do you need? I mean, do you like cash flow? Are you going to grow? I don't know. I mean, let's just play it out. Let's just say I inherited a bunch of properties from my great aunt for some reason that were free and clear. What would I do? Yeah, I mean, in reality, again, everybody's situation is different. I have no idea what you would do, but what I would do is I'd probably go get a 50% loan to value loan, get the best rates. I'd get a 30-year fixed. And then I would use that to buy more assets. That's what I would do. And again, like when I refied my buildings here 9 months ago, I would sit on the cash and wait for great deals. But again, I don't know your situation, your lifestyle, any of that. So I only can answer what I would do. If my great aunt left me a couple of buildings, I would conservatively finance it with 30-year fixed rate debt. You would have to go to a non-QM lender. I would not get a commercial 5-1, 7-1. I would get no ARMs. I don't like ARMs ever. I think good rates for non-QM lenders today are probably in the 7s. That's where they are. Commercial might be lower, but they're ARMs. I hate ARMs. Jeffrey with the humor, the dad joke. I like it. I don't know. Is that a dad joke? I don't know. It's really funny though. Thanks, Jeffrey. What are your thoughts on townhouse for single family investment? In my area, townhouses are good cash flow, but not single family. You got to be careful on townhomes. I think a lot of people run the numbers and forget HOA goes up, forget HOA rules. I have one, I think it's a condo that I have in my investment portfolio. I bought it for cash. I was lucky enough to be in that situation, and I treat the HOA like a mortgage. And unfortunately, the mortgage has gone up the last couple of years, which really pisses me off. But yeah, HOAs can go up, and they have rules. And sometimes there's rules about number of tenants or number of units that can be rentals. So read those HOA rules. So I think you were. Oh, you have fixed rate. I think this is the 5 units. Oh, dude, if you have mortgage rates 3.3. Why would you pay those off? I mean, seriously, why? That's free money. I would not. I would not pay off any of my. If my mortgage rate was 2.5, I would not pay that off early. I think there's a time. Let's just be very clear. I think in the next 12 to 18 months, you're going to get higher interest rate on your savings. Think about that. I think there will be a time in the next 2 years where the savings rates could be 2%. So why would you pay off your mortgage if you can get, makes no sense. That's a crazy good rates. Congratulations. How do you advise how much house you can afford in terms of assuming 10K monthly net income for a first home plan, live 5 to 7 years? William, good news is I don't pretend to be a mortgage broker, a lawyer, or a CPA. I would work with a professional. The general rule of thumb, I think, in the industry is 30%. But again, everybody's situation is different. So, yeah, I would ask a mortgage broker and go through it. I think life is about discretionary income, needs versus wants. So I would run the numbers. Yep. I just ask what Sonny would do. Yeah. Hi, Sonny. You want to say hi? In case everybody's wondering who Sonny is, this is Sonny. He had a birthday last week. He is now 1 year old. You can see he's pretty tired. We'll put it back. Go there. You want to be seen? Oh, Happy's jealous now. And this, of course, is Happy, the big sister. Oh, you're really tired, huh? Okay, you can go back to bed. They're with me every day in the office. They have 2 beds right there, 1 each. What are your thoughts on buying today at 6.8? Dude, Angel, I would do a deal today at 10%. I don't care what the cost of capital is. What I was saying was to the earlier question, when I get to a point of slowing down, I would do everything I can to pay those loans down or refi them or whatever. I would do deals today at 10% interest. They have to cash flow. They have to be great yields. They have to do all those things. Cost of capital today doesn't matter. I will do all kinds of deals at 7, 8, 9, 10%. But when the economy slows or picks up or whatever, I will look at all my high rate loans and focus on paying them off or refinancing them later. Cost of capital is just one cell on a little spreadsheet for me. I'm still buying. What's the process for setting up one-on-one coaching call? So if you buy my course that includes mentoring, it comes with 1 30-minute mentoring call. All you have to do is reach out, email me, which you can do right off my website. If you're in the course, you can email me. You can DM me on Facebook if you're in the group. You could DM me on Instagram. We just set it up. It's pretty low key. We can either do a phone call. Many people choose to do a Zoom. I'm okay either way. But yeah, you have to buy that option. And it's expensive. It's, $30 a minute. But if it's that important, I wanted to have that option. I didn't offer one-on-one coaching forever. I didn't want to sell bits of my life, but so many people asked for it. So I put it out there, and it's helping. I think I have a coaching call tomorrow, as a matter of fact, at 8. Thanks, Mike. It's tough to keep with the corporate grind that I hate, even though it pays well. Hate it. Yeah. I'm sorry. What is the best resource or book for sales training in your sales experience? And the lumberjack, if you're in the chat. Solution selling is probably the best. I see the lumberjack put that there too. Yeah. Yeah. I think solution selling. Yeah. Really what selling is to me though, is listening. It's funny. Most salespeople talk too much. The other thing selling is storytelling. That's why I was really good at taking products from nothing to something, is I only worried about the story. And I changed the story as I learned more. Ready, fire, aim. It's never about being perfect. It's about getting feedback. All right, one more question because I got to get ready for the students. Oh, WanderDoc, 90% passive investor in syndications. Woo, good for you. Wow, look at that debt structure. Wow, 2.37. Oh. Yeah, the debt, that's it. I keep telling people that's the asset. Why would you ever pay that off? I mean, seriously, what are you kidding me? No chance. Yeah, the kid in the mom's basement that's a renter. I always thought that. Let's see. Yeah. All right, folks, this has been a lot of fun for me. I hope you, Angel, thank you very much for the super chat. YouTube, you got one super chat today. Good luck. Keep pushing my channel. Guys, have a lot of fun. I'm going to go get ready for an amazing live on doing ADUs the right way. I am, of course, going to share my experience of doing it the wrong way and just burning money, which I do sometimes. So have fun. Take care of yourself. Have an amazing Saturday. Take care. Bye-bye.